James Andrew Davis, in 2012, those Olympic Games, you had the great pleasure of being able to compete in kind of your backyard.
Yeah.
Now, across the pond, different hemisphere, you'll be competing at these 2016 Games in Rio. How's it compare?
They're very, very different, I think. Of course, we were given host nation place going into London. I was very young. I learned a great deal from it. It was fantastic to have a home nation, But this time it's my first Olympics abroad, and we've actually qualified for the first ever time. Britain has qualified a team. So we've spent the past couple of years working very hard and had a lot of support from our sponsors this year, being Wilkinson Sword just coming in, and of course UK Sport have been following us for the past 4 years. With that support, it's really helped us push the boundaries. With myself being in America, Lawrence Halstead, of course, is in Denmark. So we're spread around the world, and we're training hard, and then we come together at the tournaments. And we've shown what we can do this season. We've beaten some of the world's best, and taking that into Rio, we can actually go into Olympic Games confident, which I think is different from London. We wanted to win, but being realistic, looking back at it, we were not prepared for that. Now we know what it means, and we're ready for it.
And is this the first time the Team GB has qualified a men's foil squad for the Olympics in history?
In history, this is the first ever time since the change when you go off the national ranking. This is the first time we've actually qualified a team, and being in Europe, it's one of the hardest qualification systems, and we were fighting with Germany for a season and a half really for that one spot, and it was crazy, and it went to the wire, and it was in Germany, in Bonn, and we actually lost to them in that tournament by one touch, and luckily we'd done well enough in the tournaments prior to that put us in the right position. But it was horrible. It really was. It was a real fight, but we came out on top. So
now with being in that position, going from like not in real close contention to having now to be a legitimate contender, not just to qualify, but to actually medal. How did that change kind of the dynamic of your team to bring you maybe closer together, and ultimately to just strengthen your squad as a whole in your level of fencing?
Well, I think the first thing was Lawrence House coming back into the team, bringing that experience. It was myself at the time about 23, and Marcus at 24, and Richard was in his early 30s, and we were thinking like, well, can we do this? Well, maybe we'll give it a shot. But having that experience come back into the team, it really sort of settled the ship. And with Andre taking over as head coach, he galvanised the team. We get on very well. We have the experience, we have the youth, and it works together. And now, honestly, having that actual winning under our belt now, we're confident as a team. I have faith in my partners, that they can do the job. Instead of it being a one-man show all the time, we feel all four of us are strong, we're solid. So we know what we're going to get when we're out on the strip, which is very different to a few years ago where you're nervous, where you're worried, oh my God, am I going to have to get 5-6 touches here? That's not the case anymore. We work well together, and we're just going to continue on that path into Rio.
Now, having an expectation really of excellence, and an expectation that your whole squad, of course, is also thinking the same thing and pushing for the same thing. Obviously, it's raised the bar for your squad.
Yeah.
How does that kind of breaking through the ceiling of qualifying for the first games and just success on a broader team level really help you guys now continue to attract more sponsors, to continue gaining support for your squad to ultimately push that forward and spread fencing throughout GB?
Honestly, I think this year we've seen, with the Rio coming up, we've seen a lot more interest in the sport, generally from the wider public, are interested in what's going on. We've just had our new sponsor, Wilkinson Sword, the hashtag ready to duel.
Ready to duel for the Americans.
For the Brits, you'll understand me. Coming in, and they've been fantastic. We've done some crazy shoots already, so it's been quite fun. Hopefully that will continue with them into the Olympics, and we're looking forward to it. And it is important. At the top level, you do need that funding, you do need that support. We're traveling worldwide, especially with me being in America. Without that kind of support from UK Sport, from Wilkinson Sword, for my own support from the GLL Foundation in the UK. It's very, very hard. Fencing is an expensive sport, and there's only so much that my federation is able to do. So we do need to look for outside sources, and we're fortunate that when we get the results, I've forgotten the word. Our status is improved, is increased, and people take an interest, and hopefully we can repay them with some medals.
Yeah, absolutely. In a word about the Wilkinson Sword, now they're a shaving company, as you mentioned.
British shaving company.
British in particular. The shoots that you were able to do with them already, what was that like, and how is that compared to, I guess, fame or attention that you've had elsewhere or before?
Well, this was the first time we ever managed to get into the Gay Times, so that was quite a shock, to be honest. We found that quite funny. They did a barbershop one, so we got our teammate, of course, Marcus, took his top off. Richard had his top off, and the photos went out there, and everybody liked it. So any publicity is good publicity, and it's been fun. We've done some. Is it a GIF? A GIF?
Gift? Oh, GIF.
GIF.
Yeah.
First one I've done of those with my teammate, with Richard. We did coming in with the blades and then pulling back out. So that was quite fun. So they've got some quirky ideas. I did a minute quickfire session with them, which has gone out there. Everyone's destroying me for not knowing who Miles Davis was. But they've had some really cool ideas. It's been fun working with them.
All right. Well, congratulations on making history and qualifying a team for the first time, qualifying yourself, on the recent support, and best wishes bringing all of that excitement into Rio.
Thank you.